What's good? Welcome back to another episode of Where the Money At. We on episode 19, and you know we keeping it rolling. So today we're gonna get into a little bit about what's going on with the cryptocurrency market, all the ways you can lose money and some ways to avoid it, and then we're gonna talk about some daily activities that you might want to consider during the bull run. So let's get right into it. Let me share my screen real quick. So let's start off with the market. Bitcoin is sitting at around 30,400. Ethereum sitting around 1,900. So we've had some pretty positive price action within the last week or so. BNB sitting at around 240, XRP sitting at around 47 cents. So nothing major has changed in the market. So if you want to look at a little closer into the price action, as we see Bitcoin is sitting around 30,400, and it's looking like we're going to range. Are we in the daily? Yeah, it's looking like we're going to range in between 29.8 and 31.3. So that looks like where we're going to live for a little bit. If we quickly look at the fibs to kind of see where we could go locally, we're in the golden area between the 236 and the 382. So macro medium term range looks like we'll be between 35-27. But something new I want to look at, since y'all love TA and y'all like watching me do bad TA. I want to add the MACD and the RSI to try to understand some momentum indicators of where we're going. So let's really focus on the MACD. Looks like as far as positive price momentum, we're kind of slowing down on that, so we may take a little leg down. But there's something I've noticed, and I'm new looking at this. The weekly MACD and the monthly MACD kind of look like they're telling a different story. So you see, we've had positive momentum price action, negative momentum, positive, negative, and it's looking like we're in the positive right now, going up. But if you zoom in a little closer, it turned negative for a little bit, but it's looking like it could turn back up positive. So from what I see from the weekly in the MACD, MACD, we may have a little more room to go up, and also on the monthly is definitely looking like it's time for the momentum to head up a little bit. So, who knows what that means. So I believe we could take a little more price action, but I still believe we'll be ranging in between 48 and 21,000. I don't really see us getting higher than that unless we're reaching new all-time lows. In all actuality, I really don't see us getting higher than 40,000, but who knows what could happen. But that's just a little bit of TA. But one thing I want to get into is daily activities that I'll be doing when we're in a confirmed bull run, because you want to have your plan before you get there, and then by the time you get there, you're just executing. So the main thing I'll be doing is if you can see this tweet here, go follow me on Twitter, be exiting long-term positions. So the positions that we're buying in this area, whenever the next bull run starts and we get here and we reach new to all-time highs, and you're definitely 100% in profit because you bought down here, that's be time to exit those positions. But also, along with exiting those positions, I have a little money saved from swinging BTC, which is very dangerous, swing trading altcoins, looking for airdrops, and checking for launch pads and incubators for new released coins, because these things tend to work really well in bull runs, and you can make some money. Long as that's not what you're banking on, if you do those things, you'll have the opportunity to make some good returns. None of this is financial advice, by the way. But the main thing I want to get into today is just talking about all the ways you could lose money. There's a million and one ways to lose money in cryptocurrency. We talk about what you could do to gain money, and you also have to focus on the ways you can be harmed. So what are some ways you could lose money? You can buy projects blindly. You can try to trade. You can fall for scams. And you can be sunken into a cult-like mentality. And I'll get into each one of those as we go along. So let's talk about it. Buying projects blindly. So let's just look at all the tokens here. Each one of these tokens, in all actuality, if you want to buy it, you should do your research on it. If you want to buy Shiba Inu, you need to understand the contract. You need to go through the website itself. You need to go through the Twitter. You need to go through all these metrics to see what you like. But the main issue in what a lot of people do is buy projects blindly. They buy projects with no research that they've done on it. They bought it because somebody else spoke about it and spoke good about it. Somebody made an Instagram or a TikTok post about it. Somebody made a video about it. And all those things can be good, but you shouldn't buy coins strictly off of that. And all these that I've listed before, I've done these things. You know, you're not going to avoid all these pitfalls. But that's one thing, is buying projects blindly without doing your own research. Another one is trying to trade. Trading is ridiculously hard and it takes years and you have to take your losses and stuff like that. Most people just try to trade with a large amount of money within the time frame of still being a beginner, and they end up losing that. So I think it's very dangerous. I think trading the traditional stock market that has a lot more stability is ridiculously hard. But if you want to bring that to cryptocurrency, which cryptocurrency is 100 times more volatile, that just makes it extremely difficult. And you rarely find people who trade the stock market well. So there's a bunch of people claiming they trade the cryptocurrency market well, and I just don't believe them. I just believe a lot more people are losing money than they're making money. You can fall for scams. Um, when it comes to scams, there's some projects. Like when I say projects, I mean a company like Solana or NFT project. You know what I'm saying? A collection of NFTs. That's what I mean by projects. Some projects in this space are made to take your money. A lot of these coins can be made at the click of a button. So someone clicks a button, makes, I don't know, I'm not saying Aptos is a scam coin, but they make 200 million coins just like that. The purpose of that project is to get your money into it and get you to invest so the people who created the coin can run off with your money. Some projects have good intentions and they start it and then they realize they're in over their head and they just take the money of their community or whoever bought that token and leave. In cryptocurrency, there's a large community aspect. We're still under the scam aspect. So let's go back to the main page. Like a coin like Cardano, or Cardano will have its own Twitter. Each project has its own Twitter. They have their own Reddit, Discord communities, Telegrams, and all these are just applications where people can have chat rooms about this coin. So what happens when you have a chat room about the coin? Well, people come and they talk about how to be involved in a project and how great the project is. But you have to be careful because when you're in those communities, you can kind of get stuck into an infinite loop about hearing how great the project is, and everybody in there is there to talk about how good the project is, and then you forget to listen to all the negative things that could be about that project. Some people actually start to get offended and start to get really, really attached to these projects. And once you start gaining that cult-like mentality, you can really, really lose out in crypto. What else do I want to discuss? Yeah, buying into too much hype of the project. So if you go to Discord, if you're not sure what Discord is, this is a screenshot from it. It's just an area where you like say this is one project. You can go into it and you can have chats about it. Once you go inside of these chat rooms, and let's say you like a project and you go and say, hey, I'm a part of this community, this project's great or whatever. There's people watching out and watching these screens and conversations ready to socially engineer you and scam you. So they'll message you on Instagram, Twitter, Discord about, hey, I saw you were in this community. This project is great. Let's invest. Or, there's a million ways you can get socially engineered. And so along with these projects, there's individuals who will try to scam you and they'll send you a link with malware, or if you have a cryptocurrency wallet, they'll send a link that'll send a virus to try to get to your cryptocurrency wallet. And I'm pretty sure your imagination is going because there's a million and one ways to get scammed. So how do you avoid all these pitfalls? You don't. You have to be in this game and take your lumps. I have invested into projects blindly. I have bought into a project where they had their own exchange on their webpage, and you bought in, and I left my coins on the exchange, and they ran off with the bag. I've taken my losses. So you just have to get in the game, stay in the arena, keep fighting, take your losses. And then after a while, you'll start to have a mature ear and a mature eye of what you need to watch and look out for. And you'll know when somebody's trying to scam you, because a lot of these projects aren't going to reach out to you directly. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, and the last thing I want to talk about is greed, how to lose money. I mean, there's a tons of ways to lose money, but greed. You stay in this crypto industry long enough and you'll have a day where you turn $30 into $400. And you tell me how easy it is to sell after you've done that. Greed gets the best of us all. Even if you're not a traditionally greedy person, most people aren't greedy or evil because they've never had the opportunity to, and it never benefited them. But it'll come one day and you'll be tested. So other than that, what did we go through? We went through the daily bull run activities, a little bit of the price action, and all the pitfalls to avoid. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. We're gonna keep it rolling. I'll holla.